Hey guys, so I really enjoyed this thread. It didn't really do the best video-wise, but I really enjoyed it. It's a conspiracy one, so we're doing like a part 2 of sorts.
Yeah, because the thread was huge, as you should know.
Yeah. Also, Ozzy's joining us this morning, and also things are moving a lot quicker than expected. With everything that's going on, so we'll probably actually give you guys an update video and let you guys know what's going on. Actually is going on at the minute. It's just we don't know what's happening day to day, if I'll be honest with you. So it's kind of all over the place. Good news is I was talking to the printers today, yesterday, and there's only very minor things we need to do to get it into print, so we should have that all finished up.
Hopefully by next week.
I think we'll be in print by next week.
Yeah.
And they said it should only take like about a week and a half tops for them to actually like print it. So with any luck, we should have the prints in around Christmas time.
Yeah, that'll be before Christmas.
It'll be before Christmas. We'll have them in, but it is going to take us a bit of time to actually get them all printed off and signed. Yeah. We've got a lot of fun, interesting requests for signing. But like, enough of that jazz. Let's just jump into today's video, will we?
Mosquitoes don't exist. They are actually tiny biomechanical spy cameras created by the secret masters. Their place in the fossil records has been fabricated.
Are mosquitoes even in the fossil record? Yeah. Can you get them? Because they're that small. I would,
Yeah, sure, they have them in amber and stuff.
Jurassic Park 101.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I don't know. My favorite one was it Discworld or was it? No, it was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah. Earth is. Yeah, that's my favorite one about mosquitoes.
Fiat currency is an impossible myth.
Yes, it is.
After changing from the gold standard, the US Treasury began performing occult blood rituals to transfer the value of a human life into their bills.
I feel like I probably shouldn't
talk anymore on this.
Mostly because ding 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 ding.
James's power level.
Okay, look, let's just keep going. I mean, like, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything.
No, don't.
Let's just keep going.
Elvis lives, but only because the king was, and always has been, a psionic astral parasite that transforms its host into an overweight southern man.
Was that not in Doctor Who? Was there not a Doctor Who episode about parasites?
Which one?
Yeah, that was quite good for you. But I think I remember something very similar to that being in Doctor Who. Honestly, Doctor Who's really underused. I think, like, honestly, I get Doctor Who's horrible these days, but, like...
David came back for a while.
Did he come back?
David Tennant, in the new one.
Did he actually, like, no?
There's a new Doctor, sure, it's like that fella off that Sex Education, you know,
the young one? Or is
the
it the
gay
black one?
The gay black fella. He's the new Doctor. But David came back for a while.
Yeah.
But apparently everybody's really liking him as a Doctor.
I don't know, I
really didn't like Jodie Whittaker.
And I didn't like, I absolutely hated Peter Capaldi.
They just made him too grumpy.
He was a horrible Doctor. I get the Doctor's supposed to be kind of irritable, but he made him to the point where he was just completely unlikable for far too long, and then they just turned it around and it's like, oh wait, he's nice now. It's like, no, he's not. He's a massive dick.
No.
I'm not gonna...
I know. I wish Eccleston had more time.
Yeah.
But obviously with him fighting with the writers and directors, it just didn't work out.
It's a bit of a shame.
But David's my dog. Cats are genetically engineered alien spies, probably.
Does anyone argue with that?
No. Seeing the success of dogs with the first humans, they came up with a creature both useful and cute, so we wouldn't part with it while it collects our data.
Honestly,
no. Look.
Yeah, but if they were engineered...
If they met my cat... Well, one of my cats, you would say different because he's an absolute idiot.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, with cats, yeah, they're good animals and whatnot, but they're not half as useful as dogs. I do think cats were key in cities, like especially early human developments.
Yeah.
I believe the symbiosis between humans and cats was vital for that, like, you know, just for rats and all that other type of business. I think there's like a pretty solid symbiosis going on almost, and it doesn't matter. Like they don't really need to be domesticated.
Yeah.
As long as we just leave each other alone, they're more than happy. Whereas dogs need us. Even the most dependable ones.
Well, I don't know. You've seen a lot of the street dogs and stuff.
I suppose you can get wild dogs, but it's not the same. I think
Not even wild dogs, like the street dogs. Is it like in India and stuff like that?
Yeah,
the
in
ones
South
that
America.
South America that just roam. They're doing all right.
yeah, they're fine, but they still live in cities and whatnot, or like they live on our trash or
what you mean.
rubbish.
I know.
And if we weren't here,
Would they be capable of hunting?
I think some would do very well. Whereas I think most, even like the most useless house cat, if
Our
you just
dog could never survive without
no,
sausages.
he wouldn't be fine. He would not. He's a posh wee thing, so he is.
Well, that's it. He won't eat like.
Right, so we'll tell you a bit of backstory about the dog. So we got him when he was a year old, and he's always had this weird aversion to food. I believe something really funny happened with the people that he had before him.
Yeah.
I believe what happened was whenever we got him,
kept in a cage.
Yeah,
like,
so he's in a cage.
24/7. He
pretty
was
much.
only allowed out to go to the toilet and to eat.
So
I think
that's
he
created-
has this thing with food where if I eat, I'm going to get locked away.
And it's kind of just like still built into him.
Yeah.
Does that make
It's
sense?
so hard to get him to eat.
He's always been like that. I've never met a dog that just will not eat. And
eat.
he won't eat in front of you either.
No, he has to eat in private.
Yeah, it's really weird, so it is. So I think that there's definitely something that happened with him.
We have trained him a little bit to where he eats, and he comes in and he looks at us.
And he gets a
And
treat.
once we acknowledge him, he goes like mad because he knows he's going to get a treat because he finished all of his dinner. But he that's been a while, and we've had him coming on 6 years now.
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
a 7-year-old.
still like that.
Yeah, he's a 7-year-old dog, and
Yeah.
he still has this weird aversion.
Yeah.
How many dogs have you ever met that has an aversion to food? Something must have happened with them. That's
I know,
what
I
I
know.
think anyway. Right, let's keep going.
Life is a simulation. Dreams are reality. Drugs are only addictive because they allow you to see a figment of the truth while they
I mean, ask anyone that's done DMT,
DMT,
and they'll probably, honest to
Agree
God,
with
I like see when it comes to like psychedelics and stuff. I don't buy half the stuff with psychedelics. I just don't. A lot of people are like, no man, no, you don't get it. And it's like I don't know. I don't need your psychedelics to know the government lies. Okay.
Most actors do not actually exist. They've been replaced by digital body double.
I mean,
Probably.
would you be shocked?
I
I mean, like,
a lot. Well, CGI is so advanced nowadays that it's that advanced we actually don't know what they have and what's CGI and what's not anymore.
yeah. I don't know how you could use this. Well, maybe if you use this for like a fantasy setting, maybe you could do them as like mimics.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, a traveling bard, a traveling circus of just mimics.
Yeah.
That would actually I think that could actually make for a really interesting, like, because everyone knows, like, the carnival days, the filler. Everyone knows it's a filler.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's like, oh god, what have carnival episode, guys? You know what I mean? That's pretty much, everyone knows that's what's going on, alright? The DM just doesn't know what to do.
Moon landings have been a regular occurrence since the time of Socrates. NASA is covering up the evidence for the sake of prestige and funding.
I don't know how you could fit this one into, like, to most campaigns. That would be... Okay, I suppose if you want to do, like, maybe spelljammers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe being watched by illithids. Maybe, what do you call the brains? I can't remember the name of the big, huge brains that the main core of illithids. But I don't know. See, this is the thing. I feel like with a lot of these, they're too specific to fit into, like, a lot of campaigns. Like, they work, but I feel like, well, you could change something. Alright, you know what, actually, yeah, look, let's just keep going.
The Earth is flat in the sense that it is perfectly smooth sphere. Mountains and hills are actually ancient megastructures concealed beneath holographic projections. Ask the people who've hiked them.
I don't know. I don't
know. I've climbed up a hill, my guy, and it doesn't feel like a holograph to me.
I don't know. I feel like I like the idea that mountains are fake, but I feel like I would have done a bit more with it. I don't know, megastructures behind
No mountains
holographic...
are trolls that have had too much to drink and they sat out and they forgot their time and the sun came.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, also you make them trolls, something like that. Yeah, I've worked with that a bit more. I feel like, it's a holographic projections. I don't know. I think you could do better. I think you definitely could do better.
The real Elvis died shortly after releasing his debut album. The record company hired a convincing impersonator to take his place for the sake of profit.
Oh god, you know what? I was going to say something, but I probably shouldn't.
No, Elvis is that preacher. Have you seen him?
No.
That preacher everybody thinks is Elvis.
Why is there a new...
Uncanny. Go look.
Alright, 1 second. Yeah, no, the guy does look very similar.
Sounds like him as well.
What do you think? Right, okay, I've got a good one for you, and we'll make it topical. What about after Hurricane Katrina, there was a man that said the president didn't care about black people. What happens if that was the event? Then he got like MK Ultra'd, or maybe he got like switched with a body double or whatever.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know how much I can talk about this type of stuff. Honestly, see with that whole stuff, I just don't want to get involved. I'm not talking about it.
I don't want Kanye emailing me and being like, excuse me.
The thing that gets me the most, what I loved about it the most is, especially with him being on Infowars, how on earth did he make...
It was the voices.
No, but how on earth did he... How did he make, like, Alex Jones not... Alex is a really commanding... Figure. He's very... He's very loud. He's got a lot going on.
He commands a room whenever he's at there. How did he make Alex seem small?
How did he make Alex seem like a sane, like a normie? How do you make Alex Jones look like a normie? That's the real.
It's whenever he was doing the voices and stuff, and then it panned to Alex, and it was just silence. Silence.
Oh my god, that was amazing. But yeah, I don't want to talk about that any more than absolutely necessary. But yeah, let's say that a certain fella, after a natural disaster happened, he said the king just doesn't care about you. So
they run experimental treatments on him.
Yeah, let's go with that, and I would explain some of his fucking psychotic episodes from time to time, like, you know.
And the shoes he wears.
Yeah.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know it's pretty fucking based. Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add shit. Oh. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. And today's lucky winner is this guy. Well done. Well done. To claim your prize, just send an email to neckbeardia@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video. We landed on a fake moon. There's a veil that protects the civilization on the moon from the Earthling. We couldn't pierce it because our lunar mission was named after a sun god. The Japanese one failed too. Since Kagawa is no longer on the moon, the Chinese one is actually a threat to them since it's named for change. Whatever.
Okay, you know what? I've got a better version of this. It's literally called the Doom series. It's demons on Mars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the idea of like, you know, not that the moon is fake, but almost like there's a veil covering it, and once that's pierced,
God knows what.
It's almost like a containment center within it, and once it's broken, like you've
unleashed. Do you want to put that one down as it's the observation tower? Of the aliens.
Yes.
Observation tower of the aliens. We could go with something like that.
Western Rome did not fall because of unpaid barbarians.
That is not a conspiracy theory. It's called the Roman Catholic Church.
They were merely pawns in the church's secret war against the old cult. Julian the apostate did not truly die. Just after his own crowning, Charlemagne cornered the old emperor at the Undersberg and
the German starts screeching.
Undersberg and imprisoned him there. Upon his own death, Charlemagne entered the mount himself, not to await the Franks' hour of greatest need, but to strengthen the prison and prevent the hand of the old gods from returning his masters to the world. He had almost succeeded earlier by whispering magically to the Saxons. The time had been nigh for Donner and Jupiter to unite their bolts and strike down the usurper god of Abraham.
Alright, so I'll tell you guys an interesting one. This is one of the most interesting ones, and this is where I'm kind of like, Charlemagne obviously wasn't a stupid guy, but sometimes whenever I hear these sorts of stories from like ancient kings and stuff like that, it's almost like, you know what it is? They don't expect people to lie to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, back then, Dark Ages, or like, you know, well, late Dark Ages, well, I suppose this goes for way later as well, but you can't kill a priest, for instance. It's really not good. You just can't do it. Even kings, they're just above the law.
Well, you can't do it.
Well, you can, but like, you know, well, what do you call the other guy? They killed a few priests and they got really fucked over. It was one of the early Norman kings. But anyway, like, back on point. So what they would do is, instead of killing priests or whatever, what they would do is they would cut their eyes and their tongues out, so they couldn't speak, they couldn't do anything. They may as well be dead but still living.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a loophole. The Middle Ages, like, you know, see, them guys love their loopholes, honestly. Like, if you really spend any time, you like learn that, okay.
Priest.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to get into that one. But, so this is what happened. I think... Was he the Pope? Or he might have been the Pope. There was a very unpopular Pope. Charlemagne really liked him. He got usurped. And he claimed that his eyes and thingy got cut out or whatever. He landed to Charlemagne and he said to Charlemagne, "Oh, I have came back. God has healed me." Which, of course...
was a lie.
It was a load of shite. Anyway, that gets Charlemagne on point where he's like, "Holy Crusade? What?" You know, like, what? So then they go, he goes off, gets the, well, what would you call it? Not really the crown, but like, you know, he reinstates the Pope, so he does. Mm-hmm. This is where it gets interesting. So then again, as like Charlemagne becomes Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, and this is where you get the holy from, is whenever Charlemagne was getting like his coronation, Charlemagne was supposed to pick up the crown himself and place it on his own head, and that's where, like, you know, so kings, this is where the idea of like divine light of kings and stuff comes from. It's the idea of the king was able to do it himself, but instead it was kind of like a switcheroo. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, or if it was just one of those ones that he only realized afterwards. The Pope that he saved then went ahead and placed the crown on his head, and that's where you get the divine light of kings, where the power of the king is instilled by the church, and that's where the church is supposed to be higher than the king.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting one, and I think you could work that into... See, this is one of the things...
So they still do it now, even whenever the Queen was coronated.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s, they had the Archbishop do it, but they had it all under a veil.
I don't care. Anglicanism is absolutely satanic, and I have no more said about it. There's something really weird about Anglicanism. If I be straight up with you guys, there's something really off about them lot. I'm not just saying that from a Catholic's point of view. From a Catholic's point of view, saying about that about Anglicanism. All right, but no, I think no, not them, honestly. I think you could work this into any campaign, but the thing is that makes it difficult, I think, is gods tend to be real in a lot of settings. What do you do when gods real? You know what I mean? It's kind of... I know. Like, are you really going to work against their... It's kind of hard for... Well, I don't know. I've met a few players that don't seem to care about blasphemy at all. That's a stupid point, actually, guys. Let's just keep going.
I'm going to butcher this completely. Mansa Abu Bakr II and his fleet really did almost make the crossing from Mali to the Americas. But like so many later, were drawn into the Bermuda Triangle. A second fleet was sent to find them under secret orders from Mansa Musa. And the survivors found themselves and their god among the Muisca people. Eventually, their interactions formed the bias of the alleged El Dorado.
I think you could work that. Like, you know, there is a lot of... Like, you know, there's a lot of really weird stuff about, like, even just pre-human history. So, okay, I'll tell you guys one of the weirdest ones I heard that I thought was, like, it's so wacky, it almost could be true, but it's probably not, but you just wouldn't put it past these people. So it's to do with our calendar. They believe that we've actually skipped 100 years or so. It was to do with the turn of the first millennium, 1000 AD. It was something to do with the Pope was very... See, this is the thing. If anything doesn't make sense in like the Dark Ages, just point at the Pope and you can probably answer all your questions. You know?
What do they call it now? It's not AD or BC.
Oh, before Common Era. That is the gate. No, I don't like it.
No.
No, you just know someone's
Don't
up to
mess
no
it up now, because we've all had
before
to sit
Common
and learn
Hour
this.
and after. No, yeah, before Common Hour and then Common Hour. I don't like it. I'm not. I just see whenever
We were
anyone
watching a
said.
documentary and they said like some like
See.
1500 something. I was like, what the hell is that? And James was like, they're doing this again.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while though. See, over the past like 5-6 years, they've really, and they just changed it overnight, and no one seems to care. You know what I mean? It's like, what is going on here? I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, I think this is like, back on point. It's turn of millennium. They wanted something like significant or whatever, so like they changed the dates. And again, it kind of like it's interesting. It's interesting. Check it out. Spend a bit of time reading about it. I don't buy it per se, but I wouldn't be shocked if similar stuff to that did happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see me banging, like, what's that meme? Let me in! Let me into the Vatican Archives! Let me in! Just put that meme in, yeah.
Inanna, whose name is Ishtar, whose name is Astarte, whose name is Aphrodite, whose names are Venus and Est and Mary, has finally achieved ascendancy over all of the old gods, and assumed the mantle of Asherah as well. From the most conservative Catholic venerating the Virgin to the most hardcore liberal enjoying the fruits of the sexual revolution, we are all of us in her hands. Fear her.
Fear her. I like that one. I you know, the thing is, so I feel like in a lot of religions there's so much overlap anyway.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, like everyone loves a good, like, why is there so many flood myths? Why is there so many rebirths? You know, the idea of resurrection is really common.
Yeah.
The idea of floods are really common. The idea of a sky god, a water god, a sun god. Okay, they make sense. I get why there's overlappings on the sun and water and all that type of stuff. But again, the floods kind of hit me. You know what I mean? Because they happen in places where, okay, yeah, Middle East, yeah, there's floods from time to time. You know, look at the Euphrates and the, you know what I mean? They've moved so much that I see it. But there's just a lot of weird stuff, and there's a lot of overlap. For instance, one that I really like, that I really buy into is, look at, why is Zeus, the Sky Father, why is he at the top of the Greek chain whenever they're more of like a sea people, so really should have been Poseidon. Does that make sense? It's a kind of a weird one, but yet they've still got the Sky Father, and Sky Father, you could argue that Christianity is a Sky Father. Odin's a Sky Father. There's a lot of Sky Fathers, and it's kind of unusual why they all seem to have like lightning bolts, but then again, I suppose ancient peoples, the idea of lightning is very,
the weather to them, whatever way the weather
is a mood of the gods.
Is it not even them, whatever way how the weather reacts is how their crops react.
Oh yeah,
and the crops is how they live.
Yeah. So yeah, I suppose Skyfather actually probably does make more.
It comes from, like, obviously the water, the sun, they understood that is how they got their food.
Yeah, they understand farming just
and
fine, like.
the gods give them their food.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the idea of the Skyfather and why it's the most dominant form of gods in anything? I can't really think of any other like big religion where they don't use a Skyfather.
Yeah.
There's at least one, even if he's not like the main.
Yeah.
They're still they're in the top 3. Okay, that's all I'm gonna put it.
Yeah.
They're in the top 3.
Yeah. Evolution on Earth has been constantly interfered with by the dying Lunarian.
I thought Luciferian, but
no, Lunarian civilization, which at last fled the system upon the sinking of Atlantis and Mu. By then, it was too late, and humans, the slave race they engineered from apes, were in the testing phases. We are malfunctioning meat robots made by moon native lizard people who were destroyed by attempting to harness the power of nuclear fission. We have already repeated their mistake.
You know, so one of my friends unironically does buy into the idea of like humans are aliens.
Yeah, but one of your friends also buys into a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, he buys into like the thing is with him, he buys into like the worst conspiracies. Like the ones that like come on, man, there's better ones than that. Come on, give me a better, like, you know, there's like I don't know if I can even talk about the ones that he buys into, but they're the ones that just like man, there's definitely some really solid ones. There's definitely some that hold a lot of water,
Yeah.
and then there's other ones that are just that are just really out there. And I do think he's like, but man, think about it. Humans look so different than every other creature. You know what I mean? Think about it, man. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, the best I can give him is, I think I buy into evolution, but I think we're really patchy, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we just don't know, and I think we should be open to the idea of anything could happen, because we just don't know yet, and there's a really high chance that we will probably never fully understand our ancient past or ancient history or how we've came to be. And but I think that's one of the things that makes us human, though, isn't it? That we do question these things, and we do...
Our conscience.
Yeah, and we do ask these questions, and we do... It's almost like the curse of... Well, I suppose that... I think that leads more into gods. Like, you know, the curse of consciousness, the curse of being aware of your surroundings, the curse of worrying about the future. They're the things that have made humans so successful and make us what we are, and definitely sets us apart from a lot of the other animals. But we are cursed at the same time. It's kind of like original sin, you can maybe say, with like Adam and Eve. You can also if only my granny knew you weren't baptized.
Oh no.
My granny knew you weren't baptized. Yeah, she'd be. You could turn her into a
child of mine to be baptized.
You could turn her into a watermill, or like a she's at the bar, like some from a small factory at the very least, if she found that out. But yeah, like, I think that's where we're going to end. I don't really want to go too much. I feel like all these conspiracies and ideas could fit really easily into any campaign or setting. Yes, I know, he's getting tired, so we're going to...
No, well, he's not. He's getting excited because he's watching Totoro.
Yeah. Well, you guys give us some good recommendations.
Really good recommendations.
So we'll go ahead and we'll check out some of them. So we will. But back on point, there's a lot of stuff, I feel like, honestly, so many conspiracy theories fit so nicely into campaigns anyway. I would just use them because like they're pretty fun products. The only problem is a lot of them tend to be too big. So how do you make them small and turn them into like a small product and not a campaign? Does that make sense?
No.
Can you just like minimize it and make it smaller and like so it's only going to happen over like the course of like 4 or 5 sessions, and it's not going to be like year-long events?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know. Let us know what you think. And well, I suppose I would say
let us know what you think, but like keep it to a minimum, my guys.
yeah. I don't want YouTube to shout at me, guys. But they shout at us enough, okay? I don't want to be able to talk about this stuff, but like, I must deal. Yeah, I know, it's kind of shit, but like, what can you do?
And then people in the comments were like, well, use this, and it's like, do they pay now? No.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So no.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed it. I like doing this sort of stuff, and I really kind of want to do more of it.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? I really enjoyed the Slavic folklore series that we were doing.
Yes, so did I.
They just didn't do well. Like, they were doing like...
Yeah, the views didn't get...
They were horrible. I would like to go back and keep going with them, because I do feel like Slavic folklore, bar The Witcher, is really underused. So like, you know, I don't know, I like this sort of stuff, and it's a nice change of pace than talking about, oh yeah, there was a guy that had autism and he did this really embarrassing thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's a bit of a change.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's
I live with that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, look.
Yes!
Dad! Yeah. Oh god, yes. No. It's already mocking us. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You will buy the models. Wow, this is not a sissy hypno video. This wow. You will buy the models. You will buy the big fat titty lizard models. You will subscribe to Neckbeardia. You will share the videos.
All those moments will be lost in time.